What have the past few weeks been like for you now that the season's come to a close?
It's been super weird. Not having something to look forward to every day, honestly, it's just been the weirdest part. I mean, you go 4 years and that's something you look forward to. You look forward to working out every day and going to practice and stuff. So it's been very weird for me, but honestly, it's been really good for me mentally, physically, emotionally. The season was just super long, which I'm glad it was, and it was a good way to end it. But my body needed some rest, my mind needed some rest, and emotionally, I was on such a high, and then it ended, and so it was a good end. But it's just been super weird, but it's been good. And I mean, I got back into working out a couple weeks ago, so that was good. Just to get back into lifting and just doing cardio stuff on my own, and just trying to move on from it, and just little by little is what I'm trying to think. But it's been very weird.
How fast have the past 4 years gone for you?
Extremely. When I was a freshman, Emma and Taylor, they always told me that it goes by so fast, and to just enjoy the moment, because you're not going to realize how fast it goes. And so when I think back to that conversation, it really hit me how fast it has gone, and it's felt like a blur, honestly, at some times. And so yeah, it's gone really fast.
Can you believe that your college career is over?
No. It's just crazy how it all ended up playing out. And I mean, it was a great way to end my career, but it's still very surreal to me that it's still over, and I'm not getting ready to go into postseason workouts or back into lifting, or I'm not going to do the running program over the summer that Coach gives. So it's very weird and just very surreal that it is, but like all good things, it has to come to an end at some point, and there it was.
Are you going to miss the running program at all?
Honestly, no, because I hate the track, but I know how much of a good workout it is, and I know the benefits that it had, because I mean, I put my heart into it over the summer, and I saw amazing results from it, and I think that that's what helped me have such a great senior year, and so I give Coach the credit for that. But I'm not a runner, and I'll say that time and time again, I will not ever go out and run on the track again for a workout, probably.
You and the team go 30-5. You win the Crossroads League regular season title in a share. You win the tournament championship. You're a national quarterfinalist. But what made the season special to you individually?
I mean, there's a lot. You just look back at where Aubrey, Lacey, and I were our freshman year, and just how far we've come. And there's still a lot of things that we hadn't done since then, like beat Marion. I mean, that made the season even more special, because we'd beaten everybody in the league except Marion. And honestly, I think just finishing my career with the people that have meant the most to me over the past 4 years is what made it extra special, especially Aubrey and Lacey, after what we've gone through over 4 years. And just getting to do it, winning and having fun and enjoying coming to practice every day and looking forward to the next opponent kind of thing. I mean, there were so many things that made it so special, especially individually. There's a bunch of things that made it special for me too, but overall, I mean, it was just having a good year, and because not a lot of people get to end their college career, their senior year, on like what we did, and just to be able to say that we did that is just so incredible, and it's so fun.
Let's go back to that very last home game you ever had here in Odell Arena, Crossroads League Tournament Championship game against Marion. You had beaten them already once this season. You have the long win streak coming into it. The place is packed. I mean, I'm getting chills thinking about it now. How much fun was it for you to play in that environment where the place was just rowdy from the opening tip?
It was so fun. It was probably one of the most fun games that I've had playing in my college career. Just because there wasn't a ton at stake, but there was. And we knew Marion was going to give us a tough game. They'd given us a tough game twice. And we were just so confident in ourselves. I don't think I've ever seen our team be so confident before, just in how we've played and just the attitude that we had to approach the game. And oh my gosh, it was just so fun. I mean, that atmosphere, I haven't been a part of it in 4 years, and just all the people that we had to support us, and they were there through it all season. It's not like they just showed up for that game. And I think that that's what stands out more, is that people were supporting us through it all. They weren't waiting until we were on a 22-game win streak to support us and say, oh yeah, they're pretty good. No, they saw it from the first game in October. They knew that we were going to be good. And that's what made it even more fun, just knowing that you're playing for an incredible university, but you're also playing for all those people in those stands that have supported you and just want the success and want you to succeed just as much as you do. And so it was just super fun. And I mean, when we got up like 25, I was just like, this is crazy. And it just showed what our team was capable of all year. And I think we really sent a statement before we went to nationals, but it was just so fun to be a part of. And I mean, end your college career with your last home game like that. I mean, that's something I'll never forget.
There is one play in particular I want to ask you about from that championship game, and your smile and your laugh tells me that you know exactly what it is.
The baddest girl in the joint.
She'll whip it near side to Abby Books, drives on Willoughby. Double team comes back outside the arc to Garrett. Bradbury, 3 left side high. She got tackled by Cyrus and buried it right at Deja Cyrus's grill. Kendall Bradbury with the Player of the Year type play. A triple and a 4-point play coming from the baddest woman in the joint, Kendall Bradbury.
That's right. Someone did say that. That 4-point play, can you still hear how loud the crowd got when that ball went through the hoop?
Absolutely, I can. Honestly, I was just trying to get the shot off because I knew I was open and I hadn't been that open all game. And so I forget who passed it to me. It was perfect penetration drill. Abby drove baseline, and I think it was Lacey that passed it. And so it was perfect execution. We'd worked on it all week because we knew we weren't going to get anything in the paint. And so when I saw Deja flying at me, I knew I didn't want to get my shot blocked again. So I tried to get it off as fast as I could, and then she took me out, and all I heard was just screaming because, honestly, I didn't even know if it went in or not. I just kind of shot it, and then everybody screaming, going crazy, and Becca and Abby and Aubrey, Lacey, they're all picking me up, and we're just laughing, because I've never had that kind of play in my life, and so it was just so fun, and just hearing all the people get rowdy for something like that, it was so cool. I'm just glad I made the free throw.
That would have been kind of a bummer.
It really would have, because
you would have heard Coach for that.
Yeah, oh yeah, I would have heard him before I heard anything else.
There is one thing, in kind of finishing up with that game, that I don't know if a lot of people saw or know about. I happened just to see it because I was walking by at the right time. But you and Aubrey and Lacey sat there on the bench during pregame warm-ups. Everyone else, people are filing in. Both teams are warming up. But you three sat there in the bench, in the middle of the bench, and had a pregame prayer with the three of you together, knowing that I'm assuming knowing that it was your last time playing at home. Kind of tell me, where did that come about? Whose idea was it? And if you want to share what was said during that prayer, feel free.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, just because it was just such a special moment. I had sat down just during pregame warm-ups, and I don't know, I just felt kind of overwhelmed just with how much had gone on, leading up to that point. I knew we were all tired. I mean, we're coming off of a game on Saturday. You got to get ready Sunday, play Monday. And Lacey was sitting on the bench too, I think, and Aubrey was shooting. And I just kind of said, hey, come here. And we just kind of sat down and talked. I was like, isn't it crazy? This is our last home game. And they're like, yeah, but just think of all the highs and all the even the lows that we've gone through to get to this point. And I was like, can I pray for us? And they're like, absolutely. And I mean, I just thank God for those two because I mean, without them, this journey wouldn't be what it's become. And they're like I've said before, they're the only two consistent people that have stayed and been a part of not only my basketball life, but my life outside of basketball. And I mean, I just thank God for both of them, because I mean, all three of us could have left a couple years ago, and we had thought about it. And but then just asked for him to help us have the best last game in Odell that we could, and just to not only be good for ourselves, but be good for the Lord, and show other people, if you're going to come to our game, that we're playing for a higher purpose. We're not playing just for ourselves and for however many points are on the scoreboard at the end of the game. We always talk about playing for the audience of one, and I mean, all of us don't have the gifts and abilities by by ourselves. Like, they came from God. And I'm a firm believer that, like, that's God's gift to you. Like, whatever you choose to do with it is what you give back to God. And we just prayed through it and just asked for, like, the best way to end our career at home. And Aubrey played great, Lacey played great, and so it was just a really special moment, and definitely one I won't forget. But it's hard to put it into words at some point, because I know they're not going to be there in a couple after the summer and stuff like that. But it's something that we'll always be able to talk about and cherish forever.
I think it's pretty safe to say you played pretty decent in that game, too.
Yeah.
I think you played okay.
Yeah, thanks.
The buzzer goes off that night. Your teammates rush onto the floor. You guys shake Marion's hands, and now you're waiting to get that championship trophy. There was a lot of great photos after that game. You know, everybody making goofy faces on the bench, everybody crowding around the three of you, the three seniors, you know, and just looking like you guys are at the time of your lives. And then you guys get to hug Coach Martinez before the three of you go to get the trophy, and then all the photos with the trophy and the banner and cutting down the nets. Yeah. Did you ever have a chance at the end of that night, maybe when you're back in your dorm room, just to sit back and go, wow, I can't believe that we finally checked this off of our to-do list?
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, I'm teary-eyed about it just because when I came here as a freshman, that's what I always wanted. That's all I wanted to do, was help this team win. And to know just the feeling that you got after it, almost like a sense of relief, just because there's always been, in my opinion, not this pressure, but this expectation of Taylor to succeed at a lot of things. And the fact that, like, we hadn't gotten that, like, we were so close, and to finally know that we finally did it was probably the best part. And Lacey and I talked about it for like 2 or 3 days, just how cool it was. Like, we're the champions. Like, we're not co-champions anymore. We are the champions. We beat them, kind of thing. And it was just super cool to sit back and reflect on it, honestly. I mean, in the moment, you kind of just, your adrenaline's going and everything like that, so you don't really get to think about all those key things until you see it afterwards, or you look at the pictures and you talk with other people about it, and other people are telling you, great job last night, kind of thing. And it was just cool to just take it all in and still be able to talk about it and just know that we finally did it, kind of thing. And it was great.
Obviously, Aubrey and Lacey have been huge factors in your life, both on the floor and off. You recently got to go participate in a combine down in Florida in front of a lot of GMs and coaches and other representatives from European professional basketball teams. But you had two big supporters there in Aubrey and Lacey. Did that help take some pressure off of you, knowing that, hey, now I'm not going against Crossroads League players now or NAI players of the national tournament. I'm going against some of the best that are trying to play professionally like I am.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I told them about it, I was like, it'll be so much easier for me to play because honestly, I said I'm not going to be double and triple teamed all the time. And I can just go and play free. And a lot of it was when I was asking Coach if they could come, kind of thing. It was just, they won't be able to relate to what I'm talking about if they're not there, kind of thing. And just having them there, just to be able to talk about it afterwards and stuff like that, it took a lot of pressure off of me, just like hearing what they had to say, or things that they had to say that they thought I did well, or things that I could have improved on. So that was great. And I'm glad Coach Gould let him come. So I appreciate that. And just having the support I think was the biggest thing for me, just because I know I couldn't have gone down there and done it by myself, because I would have been so far in my own head, just trying to do too much when I just needed to go and be me and just blossom where I was at that point. So,
how do you think you did?
I thought it went well. We'll see. Hopefully we'll hear something soon.
Anything else after obviously you want to play professional for as long as you can, but what are your plans after you finally retire from the game of basketball, which hopefully isn't for a very long time?
Right. I would like to get into coaching at some point, just be able to impact people the way that my coaches have impacted me, both the good coaches and the bad coaches, all through my life. And just I've learned so much, and I just want to be able to be that impact for people and for girls who have had the same dream that I had. I mean, if you would have told me 4 years ago that this is the kind of career that I would have had, I probably would have just been like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't really believe you. But I want to be able to be that advocate for people that you don't have to go to a Division I, you don't have to go to a Division II, or even a Division III school. An NAIA school is just as good as all of them. And wherever you fit best is where you're going to succeed the most. And I want to be able to help people, girls, guys, anything like that, just help them follow their dream, because it's about the dream. It's about being able to say that you did it, kind of thing. And I can say that I did it, and I hope that I can say that I went and played professional. But I just want to be able to be that person for people, and also just be a light for Christ in those moments too, just to help people to know that there's going to be highs and there's really going to be like the lowest of lows, and it's going to be okay, because you're going to, like, tomorrow, the sun's going to rise tomorrow and it's a new day, kind of thing. And so I just want to be able to do that and help people through that and stuff like that.
Well, I'll make a really big statement for a lot of people that have watched you play the last 4 years. It's been an honor and a privilege. It's been a true pleasure. Congrats on a great career, Kendall, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
To the corner, Bradbury for the record. Got it! Kendall Bradbury just became the new Crossroads League all-time leading scorer with a 3 from the right corner.